The need for a dedicated wildlife week arose from the alarming rates of species extinction and habitat destruction following rapid industrialization and population growth. The founding principle was the recognition that the fate of India's wildlife is inextricably linked to the well-being of its people and the overall health of its ecosystems.
India exists in a very distinct location in the world, biodiversity hotspot. About 7% of the world's biodiversity is found in India itself. To celebrate this biodiversity, the Wildlife Week in India is celebrated between 2nd to 8th of October every year. The roots of the Wildlife Week in India trace back all the way to 1957 when the first Wildlife Week was celebrated. It was established or conceptualized by the Indian Board of Wildlife in 1952 to raise awareness about the long-term goals of wildlife protection throughout the country. Since then, it has become an annual event dedicated to promoting conservation efforts and also highlighting the rich biodiversity that India has to offer. Specifically for this year, 2025, Government of India, Ministry of Environment, Forests and Climate Change has decided that human-elephant coexistence will be the theme of this year.
Every single species, from the tiniest bee to the largest whale, plays a part in the complex, delicate machinery of our world. Elephants are the original engineers of the landscape. They are the gentle giants, revered in our myths and cultures.
There are 3 living elephant species found on Earth right now. One is the Asian elephant, the other one is the African forest elephant, and the third one is the African savanna elephant. So these have several distinctions of being a separate species, and at the same time they also are representative of several species which have come and gone and several species which have become extinct over the years because of various reasons. At present, the Asian elephant and the African savanna elephant are having an extinction risk of endangered, whereas the African forest elephant is critically endangered. And one of the important things that we should know right now is the population trend. So even though population may seem big in numbers because of their existence in lakhs and several thousands, we should know that the population trend is decreasing, and that is a very, very worrying concern, because if certain conservation measures and other interventions are not taken from our side, they may lead to extinction. Coming to the African elephants, the African elephants have a distinction of both the male and female having capability of growing tusks, whereas in the Asian elephant, only the male elephants are capable of growing tusks, not the females. The weight of the African elephants is around 4,000 to 7,000 kg, whereas Asian elephant, the weights may be around 3,000 kg to 6,000 kg. So when it comes to the trunk, at the end of the trunk, in the African elephants, there are 2 projections, finger-like projections, whereas for the Asian elephant, there is a single finger projection. And even in the nails of the elephants. In the case of the African elephant and especially the African forest elephants, there are 5 toenails in the front legs, there are 4 in the hind legs. And for the African bush elephants, there are 4 nails in the front legs and 3 in the hind legs. For the Asian elephant, there are 5 in the front legs and 4 in the hind legs. So these are some special type of characteristics that have happened because of evolution of these species in different locations under different conditions and different habitats over millions of years, you can say. The easiest distinction which we can find between African and Asian elephant is the ears. So in case of the African elephant, the ears are quite large. In case of the Asian elephant, the ears are small and rounded. The population of the elephants estimated in the world to be around 4.5 lakhs. So we may think that this number is quite good because 4.5 lakh elephants are there. But this we should know that historically the figures were probably far higher than this number. So there has been a significant decrease already in the estimated elephants. Even in this 4.5 lakh, it is estimated that 4.15 lakh is the African elephants, both the savanna and the forest species. Whereas the Asian elephants, it's less than 50,000. So very small number of population is there with respect to the Asian elephants. Coming to India. So as per the All India Synchronized Elephant Estimation of 2017, which was conducted across the country, in India, it was estimated that we have around 27,312 to approximately 29,000 elephants. In Nagaland specifically, we had 446 elephants estimated. One important thing we have to know is this is not a census, meaning that each and every individual of the elephant was not identified. So the All India Synchronized Elephant Estimation gave a number of 446 for Nagaland. We have to be mindful that this particular number did not have district-wise breakup.
Elephants travel along ancient, well-worn migratory routes that are now fragmented by our roads, our dams and our cash crops. In many parts of Asia and Africa, the age-old relationship between humans and elephants has turned into a daily deadly conflict.
As per the officers who have been working in the field for several years, around 160 to 180 elephants are in Wokha district alone. This particular presence of elephants, so many elephants in Wokha alone, is because of what we have called a fragmented corridor. India is nearly home to 60% of the world's wild elephant population. India also has 33 elephant reserves and 150 identified elephant corridors, as per the 2023 report on elephant corridors of India by the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Government of India. Nagaland has the distinction of having two elephant reserves, one in Intanki National Park, the other one being the Singfan Wildlife Sanctuary. Coming to the fragmented corridor, in Wokha, historically there were routes or the corridors where the elephant movement used to be there between the forests of Assam and the forests of Nagaland in the Wokha side and also adjacent areas of other districts. Over the 1970s and 80s, so these corridors were affected and also there was a degradation of the habitat in the boundary and the border. So because of this degradation, so the historical routes got affected adversely and the elephants could no longer move from the forests of Nagaland towards the forests of Assam and vice versa. So we can also feel why this type of issue may have happened. One of the few reasons are because of habitat being degraded because of human interaction, human encroachment. There's also destruction of forests, which could be one of the reasons. Also because of creation of linear infrastructure. So whenever we have highways, electrical lines, pipelines which come and affect the movement of these animals, so it becomes difficult for these animals to cross over from the one side to the other side. This has resulted in what we call as a fragmented corridor. Coming to the communities, Nagaland is very unique because of the presence of Article 371, which has been accorded by the Constitution of India. Under the Article 371A, there is sufficient protection for the people of Nagaland when it comes to the natural resources. The role of communities in Nagaland cannot be understated because of this. Also, Nagas have been living in harmony with nature for decades together. If you go to any village, if you especially speak to the elders, village elders, you will clearly understand that Nagas have been living in harmony with nature. They have also very well versed with certain natural type of medicinal plants and other resources which are being extracted from these forests, and they have been living in a sustainable way for years together. The other thing is Nagaland is at the juncture of Indo-Myanmar biodiversity hotspot and the Himalayan biodiversity hotspot. This context is important. So Nagaland is at a juncture where there is a good amount of biodiversity. And this type of biodiversity is not available in the rest of the country. So it is very pertinent that the communities play a very important and a crucial role in safeguarding all these natural resources, since the land holding pattern is unique and the communities are the majority holders of this particular land in Nagaland. One more thing which we have to realize regarding the communities. Communities have a very intimate knowledge of elephants as well. We all know because of certain scientific studies that elephants have very strong sense of smell and hearing. But when you speak to communities in Nagaland, many times the communities tell that if we speak ill about the elephant will get to know. So this is something unique which you will find here. The reason could also be that elephants have a strong sense of hearing, and when people talk negatively about it, it is able to sense it. It could be that. But it also shows that communities are very self-aware of the nature of elephants, and also they want to coexist with the elephants and not be harmful to them, and they also do not wish to be harmed by the elephants.
human-elephant conflict is not a battle between a species and a monster. It is a struggle for shared resources in an increasingly crowded world. The solutions are not simple, but they all depend on one thing: respect the elephant space.
The resources which we have in the forest are all very limited. So if you think nicely, both the humans and the animals, wildlife, are competing for the same resources. So when this competition is there, it is natural that there will always be a chance of conflict amongst these two groups. Many times when the people enter the forest for firewood, or they may enter the forest for gathering some non-forest produce or some firewood or any other purpose, when they enter the forest, so there is a great chance that the animals are also roaming around in those locations and they may encounter each other. When they encounter each other, there is a chance that in defense certain animals may also attack, and also in defense they may also try to damage the person's life or property, which is a cause of conflict in the forest. Conflict may be in different forms. So many times what happens in the news, what we hear is about crop raiding. The other information we hear from time to time is about property destruction. These kind of destructions happen because of a reason. We also have to try to understand some of the reasons behind this kind of destruction. Elephants normally, what do they want? They want food, they want water, they want shelter. So when we are talking about shelter, it is the habitat, so a good habitat for them to survive. When it comes to food and water, so they keep moving around and they keep searching for food and water. So when they come near the ketis, they find that in some cases the ketis have standing crop which is ready for harvest, so that is edible for them, so they will try to eat that, and in the process they will destroy the crops. And the other reason, the keti huts, in some cases the structures which are destroyed, it is also possible because of the availability of salt which is there. So they normally, for their nutrition, the elephants also prefer to eat salt from time to time. Or even food may be available there, so the elephants may also destroy it in the process of getting that food from that location. The other reason why conflict may occur is simply because people and elephant have come across each other in a sudden manner. When humans get too close to elephants, they usually get aggressive. Reason being that it is a defensive behavior. They may get alerted that someone has come and they may harm that elephant. So therefore it may try to attack that person. Also, the other reason why elephants may get aggressive is if there are presence of small calves. Then elephants are very, very protective of the calves. And especially in a bigger group, if small calves are there, it is known that all the adult elephants, they are extremely protective of the calves. So this also may lead to some conflicting situations.
While Wildlife Week is demarcated as 7 days on the calendar, its impact is meant to resonate throughout the entire year. It acts as an annual public service, reminder that wildlife is not just a resource to be exploited, but an invaluable natural heritage that forms the very foundation of our ecological and economic stability. In a country that is home to over 7% of the world's biodiversity, including iconic species, the responsibility to protect this wealth is immense. Ultimately, the success of Wildlife Week is measured not just by the number of events conducted, but by the lasting change in attitude. A change that sees every citizen as a proactive steward of the environment, ensuring that the call of the wild can be heard by generations to come.
Please like and subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell for the latest contents. Also, follow us on all our social media handles.